Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. So if you're new here, my name's Scarlett, and if you've watched my previous videos, then welcome back. So today's creepypasta that we're going to be talking about is the Lavender Town Syndrome. So some of you might have heard about this. I was scared when I first heard this creepypasta because I am a massive fan of Pokemon. And it is surrounding the Lavender Town in the first Pokemon games for Game Boy. So I was really scared, and I know that, like, there's remakes of Pokemon that do feature Lavender Town, and there are videos online on YouTube that you can see that has the original music that this creepypasta is based around, and I was so scared to listen to it. Especially, like, it's not so bad now because I'm in my 20s, but when I first heard this creepypasta, I was in my teens, so I could have been affected by this music. I mean, like, it was just one of those things that used to play in my mind, and I was always scared to watch videos, but growing old, it has its perks sometimes, and apparently the music wouldn't affect me now, so it is what it is. But for those that haven't heard about Lavender Town Syndrome, let's go through it. So, the Lavender Town Syndrome, also known as Lavender Town Tone or Lavender Town Suicides, was a peak in suicides and illness of children between the ages of 7 and 12. Shortly after the release of Pokemon Red and Green in Japan back in February 27th, 1996. Rumours say that these suicides and illnesses only occurred after the children playing the game reached Lavender Town, whose theme music had extremely high frequencies that studies showed that only children and young teens can hear since their ears are more sensitive. Due to the Lavender Town, at least 200 children supposedly committed suicide, and many more developed illnesses and affiliations. The children who committed suicide usually did so by hanging or jumping from heights. Those who did not act irrationally complained of severe headaches after listening to the Lavender Town's theme. Although Lavender Town now sounds differently depending on the game, this mass hysteria was caused by the first Pokemon game released. After the Lavender Town incident, the programmers had fixed Lavender Town's theme music to be at a lower frequency, and since then children were no longer affected by it. One video appeared in 2010 using special software, that bit's in quotations, to analyse the audio of Lavender Town's music. When played, the software created images of the unknown. Near the end of the audio, this raised a controversy since the unknown didn't appear until the Generation 2 games, Silver, Gold and Crystal. The unknown translates to leave now. There is also the said beta version of Lavender Town. It is said that the beta version of Pocket Monsters was released to some kids to test the games. And there is a video that I will be linking below that shows the beta version of Lavender Town that will have the original music. So that's basically the Lavender Town Syndrome in a nutshell on what basically happened with that. So like I say, I have very fond memories of this, being a Pokemon fan myself. I was into Pokemon probably early teens. I was a bit late compared to my peers playing Pokemon. I didn't play the original games. I played my first Pokemon game was Pokemon Diamond on Nintendo DS, so I was a bit late to the party compared to my friends. But I didn't have a Game Boy. I wasn't cool enough for a Game Boy. Probably because I was the first one as well. So yeah, I didn't get to experience the original games. I mean, it would be amazing to be able to play the original games, but it's interesting that this happened in Japan, and it was due to the sounds the developers not hearing about it. Now, I'm not sure about if if it did cause children to harm themselves, or give them really bad headaches. I mean, the headaches I could understand. That does sound realistic. But I do know that, I know definitely in the UK, we have something called a mosquito that you can place outside shops and stuff, and it's this high pitched sound that only kids and teenagers can hear, so adults can't hear it, and it's to prevent like groups of like groups of kids and teenagers just being a nuisance outside of shops or outside of homes. And we did a test in class one day. I remember I was in secondary school. I was taking citizenship, which was basically like looking into different like laws and stuff like that, and how political parties worked and all that jazz basically. And we spoke about this mosquito system that was being rolled out in the UK, and this was like several years ago. So it is used as far as I know. I can't hear it anymore because of my age, but I do believe that it is still being used. And my teacher, she played a test video and it had the different levels of it, and we could all hear it. After she stopped hearing the sound, it just sounded silent to her, but then to us is a really high pitched, really annoying sound that you can't get away from. And we could hear it quite far on, so you don't even need to have it on a lower setting. So I do kind of get how music can affect you, and we had the dates after the following that, and I know that it is a good deterrent for younger people that may be causing mischief, as you know, they are everywhere. But yeah, I just found it interesting, and it's always interesting, especially the unknown bit, when that wasn't even in the first generation games. Like, I know I didn't play the original games, but I know about the different generations of what Pokemon came out in what games. Obviously, I'm more familiar with the ones post Diamond and Pearl, but I do know about the originals as well, and it's quite interesting because obviously I know that Lavender Town, when I was looking up, is supposed to be like a ghost town, I believe. And so the unknown spelling out leave now, I found that quite interesting, to be fair, especially because there wasn't even in the original first gen games, there wasn't until second gen. And I know that the unknown, I mean, even in like the current Pokemon games, like any signs or anything, it's normally like the unknown are used for the signs, if that makes sense. But yeah, so I thought that was a cool little thing to add in there. But like I say, I'll include the link to the creepypasta, even though it is only a short one, but I will also include a link. I'll include a link to the video separately, just in case you don't want to read it. If you could also check out the petition that I'll also link in the description. I know I'm asking a lot for you guys here, but that would be amazing. If you could like and subscribe, then that would be great. And if you have any suggestions for creepypastas that you want me to cover in the future, drop them down in the comments below and I'll add them onto my list. So I do have a list of creepypastas that I want to cover, but it is a growing list. I do look out for new different type of creepypastas, and it is extending this. So you know, if you guys do want to listen to any in particular, and then by all means leave a comment and I'll look into it, and it might make my list, you never know. Anyway, I'll see you guys all in the next one. Goodbye.